Question, you ever have those moments where you film a blog, you edit it, you are ready to upload it, but then you think to yourself, wait a minute, I might have said one word incorrectly. I might have named something wrong and now I need to do it again. And then you go back, you review it, and then you realize, yep, you did that word wrong, and then you got to refilm the blog. Have that ever happened to you? Yeah, me neither. Ladies and gentlemen, my name is Keith, and welcome to my View from the 40. I've got good news and I've got bad news. The bad news is that the Ottawa REDBLACKS lost their second consecutive game to the Edmonton Eskimos. The good news is that the Ottawa REDBLACKS won't have to play the Edmonton Eskimos next week. Ladies and gentlemen, what a game we had last night at TD Place. In a repeat of last week's game from Commonwealth Stadium, Edmonton came to town, coming off the heels of their 46-17 victory against the Ottawa REDBLACKS. They were looking to push our REDBLACKS around a little more. Well, it could have been a bigger loss than it was for the REDBLACKS, but you know what? There were a couple of big plays along the way. A couple of big interceptions prevented this game from being a blowout. There's nothing better than seeing a team that looks like they're about to score only to say, interception time. So congratulations to the REDBLACKS defense on that. A couple of things that Ottawa will have to work on this week, though, is their ability to stop the run. Bell from the Eskimos was able to rally off 144 yards of rushing. 144 yards. When you've got a running back who's pretty much playing ring around the rosy with the REDBLACKS defense, at to one point carrying a defender an extra 5 yards as he's running, there's a problem. The REDBLACKS are going to need to lock that down, especially with John Cornish coming to town. That wasn't a planned rhyme. That was just completely spontaneous. Anyways, on the offensive side of things, Ottawa needed to be more consistent, and unfortunately they weren't. I'm going to blame the rain as a huge factor of that. Milli Vanilli said they'll blame it on the rain, and so will I. A lot of the damage that Ottawa could have done, I think, was prevented by Mother Nature. Now, I understand Edmonton was playing in that same rain, but let's take this into consideration. Nichols had 3 interceptions. Burris only had 1. Burris out threw Nichols probably by about 10 or 15 yards or so. But the other thing is that there were so many opportunities that Burris took downfield, and the receivers, which was most of the time Price, wasn't able to run those routes because of the rain. I'm not going to use the rain as an excuse, but I'm going to say, what if? What if it was a dry game? Anyways, Ottawa, rain or shine, needs to be more consistent on offense. A lot of people are chirping Coach Campbell in terms of why in the world did you give up the safety so early in the game? I'm going to chirp him to say, why in the world did you not give up on the run? The run wasn't working. When your quarterback is tied for your running back with the most rushing yards, which is 21 apiece, you need to give up the run. If you are in a situation where your quarterback is your top rusher or tied for your top rusher, there's a problem. It's like every time Ottawa tried to run, they were running into a brick wall. And again, the elements being what they were, you probably didn't want to take a lot of shots downfield, but Burris is a gunslinger and you need to let him free. Now, probably for me, the most disappointing aspect of this game wasn't the fact that Ottawa lost. Of course, that sucked. But for me, what sucked even more was when they put up the attendance numbers. Our sellout streak is over. Now, I know I live in a city where people tend to whine and cry about the rain. I know that's not everybody, but a lot of people I come across, when it's raining, you think it's like the end of the world. What you do is you get an umbrella. Well, not an umbrella at a football game. Scratch that. What you do is you go and you get a poncho, you get a raincoat, you dress accordingly, and you get ready for it. Seeing all the fans leaving in the third quarter and the fourth quarter, I was shaking my head. You stayed till the end. At least you try to stay till the end. I know sometimes there's extenuating circumstances, but when I hear somebody behind me saying, oh, this sucks, I'm out of here, those aren't extenuating circumstances. We need to be more supportive of this team, and I'm hoping that everybody comes out next Friday for the Calgary game. This game is going to be huge. So I've broken this game down. You're welcome. This is the way that I look at the Calgary game. As we come to an end of this weekend, Ottawa will still be in first place. No other Eastern teams are playing this weekend, so Ottawa will remain in first place. Now, Ottawa next week, of course, takes on Calgary, a game that I really hope and think that Ottawa needs to win. Other games in the Eastern Division. Toronto is going to go to BC to take on the BC Lions, where I am predicting now that the BC Lions will beat them. You're welcome. Hamilton will go to Rider Nation to take on the winless Saskatchewan Roughriders. However, they got to win at some point, and what better time for them to win next week? You see, the reason why this is also important is that if Toronto loses, Hamilton loses, and Ottawa can beat the Grey Cup champion Calgary Stampeders, that means Ottawa goes into the bye in a much more comfortable place. And I'm definitely hoping that happens. I want to send a shout out to the Ottawa REDBLACKS cheer and dance team. Do you honestly think I wouldn't? Here it is again. We're raining and it's pouring last night and people are running for the hills. What do? Do they go to the back and look at the game on the monitors? No. They put on ponchos and they come back out and they do what any legit cheer and dance team would do. They cheer and they dance. I only wish that our fans were as tough as our cheer and dance team. Ladies and gentlemen, as always, you can reach out to me on Twitter at CFL_fan, Facebook.com/WittyWhittier, and WittyWhittier.com. I appreciate you checking this out. I hope to see you who are in the Ottawa area next week. Feel free to stop by next week where I'll be giving you my preview of the Ottawa-Calgary game. And of course, we've got more interviews coming up with the REDBLACKS cheer and dance team. Thanks for checking this out, and that's my view from the 40.